In this video, we're going to be looking at the stiff-leg deadlift, also referred to as a straight-leg deadlift or Sldl. Now this lift can be performed from the floor, just like a deadlift, or from the hips, like an RDL, and I'll show the differences between the two. So to start, we'll have a look at the stiff-leg deadlift from the floor. This is essentially a conventional deadlift. However, rather than sitting into the lift and bending the knees, we're keeping the legs straight. Now this doesn't mean the knees have to be locked out. We can have soft knees where there's a slight bend and we just retain that knee bend throughout the movement, so we're not increasing the bend like we do during the RDL. If we're performing it from the floor, just note it requires mobility through the posterior chain. So a lot of people will struggle with this and the back will start to round. Therefore, you should raise the barbell up, pull it from the racks or blocks, or just perform the movement from the hips. Let's have a look at a couple of reps. Directly under the barbell, hinge back. We need that hamstring mobility, grab the bar. From there, same again, slacken the barbell. So it's just like a deadlift, keeping the legs straight. What I'm going to show you next is this Sldl from the hips, which is a really good assistance exercise for the hamstrings. So during the RDL, we get that knee bend, which slacks the hamstrings, puts emphasis on the glutes and the back. The Sldl, we don't increase the knee bend and we keep going. And that allows us to put all the tension on the hamstrings. Remember, eccentric loading causes a lot of DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. So this is really going to hammer the hamstrings. To start, normal deadlift to take it to the hips. If you want to take it off a low rack, that's fine. From this position, narrow stance, I'm going to hinge at the hips, glutes back, torso forwards, let the barbell track down the legs. Now it's not going to be directly on the legs, it's about 1 inch in front, however it stays over the midfoot. Till we feel the stretch in the hamstrings and extend back up. I'm keeping it over the midfoot because my hips are going back. So if I'm not driving my hips back, not engaging my lats, the barbell's going to come forwards like so. All the loads on my lower back, we don't want that. Hips back towards the wall. Feel the stretch and extend. Just quickly show you the difference between the Sldl and the RDL. To start, RDL and Sldl. One more time of each. So point to note on this one, people often stand on a deficit, so a raised platform, because the plates might touch the floor. However, if you're getting your hips back, you will feel the stretch. I'll demonstrate this with me showing a stretch with a rounded back. Quite easily touch the floor, so quite mobile through the posterior chain. When I hinge and get my hips right back, maintaining a neutral spine, so unbent and untwisted, extension through the spine, I can feel the stretch there. So as long as you keep the spine extended and get the hips back, you will feel the stretch. If you don't, you're not doing an optimal hip hinge.